Hi everyone, it's Anna Olson here, and I'm so glad you could join me so we could get into the holiday spirit with two festive recipes, my creme brulee eggnog and my classic gingerbread cookies. Let's start off with the eggnog. Creme brulee eggnog is just a richer version of eggnog, and it really is a custard sauce. I've got my homemade version here, but of course you could use store-bought if you wish. The key is that I'm going to add whipped cream to this just to make it that much richer. So I've already whipped my 1 cup of cream just to a soft peak. It doesn't have to be a firm peak. It makes it easier to fold in. When you think about it, eggnog is made of egg yolks, a little bit of cream and milk, gently sweetened. You can add a touch of vanilla if you wish. Nutmeg is traditional. And then by adding the whipped cream at the very end, it just lightens it but enriches it at the same time. Now, like creme brulee, the dessert itself, you want to serve it ice cold. So that's why I like to serve this creme brulee eggnog over ice. The great thing about the LG Craft Sphere Ice is that once you drop it in your glass, you can count on it keeping your drinks cold for a long time. So if the game's going into overtime or you're just visiting virtually with friends and family, you know that your eggnog will stay nice and cold. What I'm going to do is take my caramelized sugar, and this is simply sugar that's been caramelized, cooled, and then crushed up, just like the top of a creme brulee, and I'm gonna sprinkle that right on top. And it'll slowly dissolve as the ice only slowly dissolves into your eggnog, and it will taste exactly like a creme brulee. Pretty amazing. So really, this is a drink that turns into a dessert. And when it's this ice cold, it kind of tastes like eggnog ice cream. So while you're sipping on your eggnog, well, maybe you have some time to make some cookies. So this is a classic gingerbread cookie. When you want to create an afternoon out of decorating cookies, this is the recipe you want to use. I've got a few added ingredients that really make it special. I've already creamed my butter and brown sugar together, and I'm adding to that some fancy molasses, which is expected and traditional in a gingerbread cookie. But I also find I like to use maple syrup. It makes for a milder cookie. I find that kids enjoy it very much, but you get the same coloring and flavor profile as you do with the molasses, except it's not quite as bitter. I'll also add a whole egg and a tablespoon of freshly ground ginger. And you can use a stand mixer or electric beaters to combine everything together. Start on low speed when you start. I've already sifted my dry ingredients, a combination of all-purpose flour, and of course, textbook spices, dried ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. Just a little bit of salt and baking powder ensures you get just the slightest lift to it, but really, it's the doubling up on ginger I love. The fresh and the dried gives these cookies a real pop. And then all you have to do is mix this until it's combined. Oh my gosh, these cookies aren't even baking and they smell delicious already. The great thing about making a gingerbread cookie is that you can prepare the dough ahead of time. You can wrap it and freeze it and then just thaw it overnight in the fridge, or wrap it and give it at least 2 hours to chill and set. See, the messy part is making the dough. The fun part is when you get to roll, bake, and decorate. Because of the molasses and maple syrup, it's a slightly softer dough, so you'll find it handles very easily. But when you start rolling, you want to start rolling in small motions and never push your pin right over the edge, or that'll just glue it to your rolling surface. If you ever see cracks forming in the middle, flip the dough upside down, and actually as you continue to roll, you'll find they glue back together. This works for pie crusts too. When it's holiday season, I start banking my cookie doughs. I'm making shortbread dough, gingerbread cutouts, spice cookies, pfeffernuss cookies, and what I love is that I can store the doughs in my LG InstaView door-and-door fridge because with the fresh air filter, I know that I won't get odors transferring between my cookie doughs or between things like my turkey gravy and the cookie doughs. This is perfect cookie dough to use if you've got a gingerbread house project in the works. But I'm going to make just simple cutout cookies, a couple gingerbread men and snowflakes. What I like about this dough is when it bakes, the cookies hold their shape, they hold their definition. When you're arranging your cookies on a tray, you want to pick cookie cutters that are about the same size. That way you know each cookie will bake evenly. All right. The key to a delicious gingerbread cookie is ensuring it is crisp, and using the LG air fry range, you know you're going to get crisp cookies. You want to preheat your oven to 325 and let the oven do all the work. It amplifies the heat and moves the air around the oven. So with a cookie like a gingerbread, you know it's going to be evenly cooked, even if you have 3 trays at the same time. And of course, they'll come out beautifully crisp. These cookies only take 12 to 15 minutes to bake. Of course, that variance depends on their size. The great thing about using the air fry range is it's got the InstaView feature for the oven door, so you can say hello to your little gingerbread men as they're baking. Oh, and these cookies look and smell amazing. That double ginger really makes a difference. And I have just the slightest hint of browning at the edges, which is perfect when you're baking a gingerbread cookie. Once they're cooled, they will set up crisp and be ready to decorate. You can whip up a batch of royal icing and get everyone in on the fun, because that is why we want to do holiday cookies like this. Oh, and after that, don't forget to treat yourself to a break. Sit down with a glass of chilled eggnog, enjoy a holiday cookie, and remember you can use the ThinkQ app to turn on the dishwasher or make some more ice when you're outside of the kitchen. It is amazing. This may be a different holiday season for all of us, but we can still be connected at home together. I wish you a delicious holiday season. Cheers.